Cancer. I hope you guys are doing great. I don't know if many of you read what I posted on YouTube, but I've had some neck and shoulder issues and spoke to a surgeon, and they are considering doing a double fusion in my neck for stenosis and bone spur and yeah, just some stuff going on in there. So my left arm and hand are pretty much numb, and they've been numb for a good while now. But the other stuff, for me, I'm feeling a little bit better. So I want to do a reading because I haven't done readings in a while, and it's driving me nuts, and I miss being here. So I'm just going to do it because I feel good enough right now. I'm going to take it day by day, but we'll see. I'm hoping to get like one video out a day. We'll see. I can't do like 6 or 7 like I used to do. So let's go ahead and get into your energy. Oh, what was that? Okay. I don't use these often, and you guys know that, so I'm being drawn to pull these cards. All right, let's see who you have, the romance angels. You have you deserve love. You are lovable. You most definitely are, Cancer. Express your love. Go ahead and make the romantic gesture. It is safe for you to love. Open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. That's nice energy. You know, that's nice energy. It feels like you guys are shifting into a new sense of self. And hang on, let me turn this off. It's too much glare. Can you see that? I think you guys can see that, right? I think so. Okay. So, do you have anybody that you're interested in? Is this something that maybe you've been holding yourself off on? You know, have you been feeling uncertain about your feelings, or have you been uncertain about how to approach a person? This may also be somebody that you're dealing with in your life, or at least maybe they have their eye on you. Either way, it feels like it's kind of time to initiate something. It's time to open up the lines of communication and make yourself available to something that may be coming into your life. So let's go ahead and get some cards out here. I don't want that deck. Which one? Okay. Show me you deserve love. There we are. Show me express your love. I'm being told this. And it is safe for you to love. Okay. So let's go ahead and just put this out here, and we shall see what's going on with this energy. So you deserve love. You have the world. So there is some sort of shift in your life here, Cancer. There's needing to be a willingness to be open and available to new things and people coming into your life. The world is all about change, and you know, generally it's a very positive card. It can talk a lot about finality and ending of situations, you know, and with the you deserve love, maybe that's an energy of where we hold ourselves back, or like we're not comfortable with how we feel in regard to relationships and love and the connections that we pretty much deserve, you know. Sometimes this can also talk about where we have levels of self-worth that are diminished through experiences, previous experiences with people. Not to say that your your scope of living is dictated by your experience of people, but it can be. I know that can happen to a lot of people, you know. And for you to deserve love here, you are lovable with the world. This is talking about a cycle coming to a close, you know, so you can start to experience more in your life. This is very positive energy. I like that, okay? So express your love. You have the 6 of Wands. Six of Wands is all about positivity. It's being seen for your efforts, seen for the energy that you've put in towards a situation or that you're willing to put in. It's about victory. It's about positivity and finally getting what it's achievements. It's a lot, and recognition from other people. Perhaps you feel like somebody might not be open to you communicating or connecting with them. And it feels here that you have the opportunity to move forward with that if you choose to, okay? And what else came out with this? I was told to pick two. Four of Swords here. So there's an energy, again, of like ambivalence, but it comes from needing to heal. It comes from needing to take time for yourself. There's nothing gained here by rushing. That's what I'm feeling. There's nothing gained here by rushing, especially if you've been in a really big cycle of feeling either downtrodden or your emotions are not validated, or due to a series of relationships that maybe haven't been the greatest for you. It chipped you, it knocked you down a little bit. And so there's some residual energy that's hanging on, but I think it's important to not let the past color your future, and it does to a degree. I'm not saying be reckless and just jump in with wild abandon. Be conscious of the things that you've gone through, of course, but try not to project those pains on new experiences, whether they be with relationships in your life or job opportunities or personal pursuits, family relationships with your children, whatever it may be. This is a new time, a new energy. But with the Four of Swords, this is also asking us to really be sure in ourselves here with Express Your Love. Really be sure about what you want. This can also not just talk about getting rest and relaxation and recuperation. It can talk about really taking yourself off the market for a while, giving yourself that mental break. I'm not talking about a mental breakdown, maybe some of you, but it's giving yourself some time to breathe, not having to feel like, oh, I have to, a lot of people are like, I have to get into a relationship. I have to be with this person. I have to, and it's almost as if like they're afraid to be alone. And I think in that regard, you guys can be alone. A lot of the water signs I feel can be alone. And when it gets into unhealthy territory, there's codependency issues, and that's with any sign. But, perhaps that's some of it. But I feel like there's an aspect here where you have the opportunity to now start to move forward and plan more, connect more. So it is safe for you to love. 10 of Pentacles here. So connections, this is the type of stuff that lasts, and if you look at this, 10 of Pentacles is all about long-standing relationships, a constant energy in your life, things that can build and move forward with positivity and grace, ease, legacies, foundations, family, children. This is long-term financial abundance type stuff, inheritance and that kind of energy. But if you look here, these pentacles, they're hearts. They're hearts. And flowers, hearts among flowers, and there's a family here. So there's a good potential that this energy leads to a lot of love. It can lead to a lot of expression and also stability within your life. Now, what's a big one for me that I'm feeling right now with this reading, though, is I want more. I mean, this is all nice, but I want more like how to get there. Do you have your eyes set on somebody? So let's figure out if there's more energy. Yeah. Show me the world. Six of Wands. Four of Swords. Oops. Hang on. Got cards falling here. And just show me the 10 of Pentacles. Okay, so for the world here, you have clarifying the Wheel of Fortune. That is a wonderful combination, if there was ever. It's really about positivity in your favor, new opportunities coming into your life, new job situations, new growth. You deserve love, new people. The thing about the Wheel of Fortune is that oftentimes when we've had like a period or a series of bad and unfortunate events, or like just a level of sadness that's been pervasive in your life, what the Wheel of Fortune is saying is that things are changing. That wheel of it's changing. It's also associated with karma. So sometimes we have to deal with certain things before we can actually enter into something new, before we can experience more. It's like it kind of like locks itself off so you can deal with this stuff, and then you can move forward. So very positive. I love the Wheel of Fortune here just because it also can very much suggest that new people are coming into your life, people who you're pretty much destined and fated to meet, energies that are present for you. It's very supportive of you. I love the Wheel of Fortune and the World combination. I feel that there's positivity through that change, and it leads you to the right experiences. I think it's a great energy. So the Six of Wands, you have the Queen of Swords here. So the Queen of Swords is a mental energy. It's very, very direct in how they approach things. It's very discerning in how they view matters of the heart, view matters of communication with another person. They're very blunt, down to the facts. They don't want to mince words or confuse things. They want the truth. And they want to move forward from there. And the thing about the Queen of Swords is it often talks about somebody who has experienced a fair amount of pain in their relationships, and so maybe through that it might have been difficult, or you've learned that it's difficult to express your needs, express what you want, express your love. Go ahead and make the romantic gesture. The Queen of Swords, oftentimes, I don't necessarily feel that she's an initiator in that. I feel like oftentimes she's going to be the one having to process somebody coming towards them, and if somebody were to express their feelings towards you, she's like, okay, well, tell me why. Tell me what about me. Tell me about you. And if there's any history between them, then she wants them to come correct, So I'm not seeing any Six of Cups or anything here. I mean, you have the Ten of Pentacles, which can talk about existing relationships, 5 to 10 year relationships. So that may be something. It can talk about family relationship that led to marriage. You have a mother, father, and 2 children in this card. So there may be a family here. But overall, it feels like there's an energy of discernment when it comes to how you convey your feelings in love, And with the Six of Wands, this is about forward movement, but also getting the desired effect, receiving the right type of communication. And that may also be another thing too, just because sometimes with this energy on a personal level, it can also tell us where we need to hold back, we need to reserve, we need to kind of allow the other people to say and communicate what they need to say before we decide that we want to go forward with anything. Especially in the past, if you've been very like anticipatory or like very go, and kind of didn't really pay attention to red flags or didn't pay attention to the situation at hand. It's like you wanted to operate on feelings, or somebody wanted to operate on like feelings, That's great, but sometimes feelings are feelings and they can get misconstrued and disconnect and all of these other things. And they're not always matched. So here we almost have like a level of like, okay, I will have success in this area if I'm a little bit more shrewd and discerning with how I operate. So it's kind of like holding yourself back a little bit, okay? With the Four of Swords, you have the Ace of Cups here. So again, I feel like there's aspect of something coming into you or towards you, someone, and it's springtime. It is springtime. The spring has sprung, and a lot of people are starting to get Twitter-pated, so just kind of be conscious of that. People have also been really cooped up during this plague. And it's been difficult on a lot of people. It has been very difficult on a lot of people, so a lot of false attachments are happening right now just because we're excited to even be communicating with a new person. So again, another level of discernment that we need to be mindful of, okay? But Ace of Cups, You know, I feel paired with the Four of Swords, it's really telling me that like you're willing to wait for the right type of connection, or when you feel and you've thought about it. This is all about thinking as well. The Queen of Swords, it's not just like, you know, the Queen of Cups will rush in, and she's, well, not rush in, but she's more apt to just open herself up to somebody, to be there. Kind of, she sometimes loses herself in energies, you know. The Queen of Swords, it's a more reserved energy here. And so it's like, I will hold off for the right person, or when I feel the right person is in my life, you know, and I'm connecting with the right person, then I will express. But it's not immediate, it's not quick, it's not without very, very, very much consideration and, you know, judgment. So yeah, and I want to say too, within this energy, if you've had any like hiccups in the past, or if like there's been a big series of people that have just been like, you know, well, clearly not the ones because you're not with them anymore, but they've been like leaving dents in your psyche, in your emotions, in your life. Though those are things that you need to heal. There's reasons why these people brought themselves, or you brought them into your life, you connected with them. And a lot of people don't like hearing that, you know. Please don't take a victim stance. It's about how our relationships flush out certain demons in ourselves. They flush out certain old means and ways of communication and thinking about ourselves. They get rid of a lot of that because they make us face it. If you've had cyclical patterns within those types of things in your relationships, then, you know, you can kind of see a thread. You know, is it based upon your value, your self-worth? Are you subservient? Are you overly giving? Are you overly shrewd? Are you, you know, where are you hyper vigilant, or where are you excessive? It's talking about changing that. And when you do, and when you're able to breathe through that and process it and see relationships and love through a lens of clarity versus emotional confusion, you start to bring in the right people. And with that Wheel of Fortune, it does talk about bringing in the right people, okay? And for the Ten of Pentacles, the Five of Cups here, or yeah, the Five of Cups. So the Five of Cups is an interesting card just because it does talk about regret. It talks about sadness and feeling like you've missed out on opportunities. Some of you, this is family members, and family, it's like you're not gelling with them. You know, they may have brought you a lot of regret, or perhaps you've been living your life by their standards and traditions and religions, and that can be very, very difficult as well. I also see the Ten of Pentacles as a card of tradition. You know, there's almost an element, an underlying element of like the Hierophant in that energy for me. You know, it's like the tried and true, the traditional, the way that things have been. This is how our family does it. You know, you don't divert from this. Sometimes you can't live your life like that, you know. And so if any of you have been restricting yourself in regards to love, self-expression, you know, you're gay, lesbian, trans, non-binary, whatever it is, you know, it's like, is there something that you're kind of reserving, or repressing, you know, that might also be a situation that might also talk about that situation. You know, and I feel here too, though, with the Five of Cups, it's emotions, you know. Are you worried that you're not going to be able to attain a lasting love? Are you worried that you're not going to connect with somebody in that way? I'm going to pull another card here for that, okay? Not that deck, this one. Show me the Five of Cups. Okay, so the Five of Cups, yeah, the Six of Cups. Okay, so Six of Cups it's past energy. Oftentimes it's going to talk about people from our past, our childhood, relationships that we once had. With the Ten of Pentacles, it can talk about a family with children. Oftentimes this is going to be the good times, the positive energy, the happiness in a relationship. I'm curious here, though, like why we have such like a kind of a holding on to a negative energy here, because these two cards can be pretty positive, but with the Five of Cups, it's like there's regret. Are you kind of like holding on to something? It's safe for you to love, so are we holding on to regret? I tried to do another video earlier for you guys yesterday, and I couldn't. My body wasn't feeling up to that, but regret was one of the cards that came out for you. Yeah, regret. And death was also one. And when I say death, I don't mean like, you're going to die. Like, it's not that, it's an ending to a situation. It's a transformation. It's kind of like the death card. And if it was a physical death of somebody that you loved in the past and you're having a difficult time moving forward from that, this is telling me that there's an opportunity for you to move forward, but we still may need to address some of those areas. It's safe for you to love. It's safe for you to open up and be available to your own feelings, be available to other people, okay? I want some oracle energy. Let's see here. All right, show me for Cancer. Oh, come on. You too? Okay. All right, so let's see what we have here, Cancer. Come on. Perseverance, okay? I know that I can do whatever I set my mind to. So persevere. Is that through feelings? Is that through emotions? Is that through feeling stuckness? What is it that we need to persevere through? I feel that that's kind of like a past energy that has held us down, and we need to move through it. There's perseverance in the way that we view ourselves, the way that we view love. I feel a lot of you may be also changing your perspective and understanding about how love may work. Sometimes we have all these grand visions of how things go, or we get really hurt and something goes against what our idealistic vision is, and we get wounded, and it's like, well, we need to pay attention to the reality of life versus just our feelings, So what else? Envy. I am the same as everybody, but with different challenges. Yes, you are. We all are. I would say people in do you ever find yourself, I find myself sometimes, do you ever find yourself like looking on Facebook or TV or Instagram and seeing these happy couples smiling and in each other's arms and like they're, running into the sunset, and you're like, fuck you, I hope you fall in a manhole. Like that kind of stuff. Like you're just like, ugh. It's almost as if like your desire for love and connection is so strong that when you see other people enjoying it and you're not, it's like, fuck you. It's that kind of energy. So try to pull yourself out of that, because that's not helpful to you. Give me one more for the 5 of Cups. I want to know more about this 5 of Cups, because that's a bit heavy right there. It's kind of like you have the opportunities, but then it gets stuck. And also I will say the 6 of Cups can talk about somebody from your past being re-entering into your life. So the 5 of Cups, we have change here. So some of you, this may be change that's happening, but due to circumstance, the way that the change happened, it's regretful. You regret why or how you got here. But I want you to try to decrease that energy, because the 6 of Cups, 10 of Cups, it's fairly positive energy. And aside from people from your past or people that you have a family with, I will say the 6 of Cups can very much talk about soulmate energy, people that are supposed to be in your life. And with the Wheel of Fortune being here, that's kind of an energy that's even more so presented here. The 6 of Cups, the Wheel of Fortune, people that are supposed to enter into your life for the right reasons, people that are supposed to be here. It's all a series of lessons. There is no happy end. I mean, there can be a lot of happy endings, but it's not like, cupcakes and whatever. It's I don't know. I don't like a lot of the readers here where they'll tell you you're going to get married and blah, 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 blah. It's just so much saccharine. It's so saccharine sweet. It's almost fake. It's fake. With this energy, it's like we have to go through bumps, hurdles. We have to get kicked down and banged up, because it builds our strength. It builds character. It builds our perseverance, you know. And if you can persevere through that, you'll make it through, and you'll get what you need. You'll get the right people in your life. This talks about bringing the right people in your life, you know, but if you've had experiences from the past, change is upon you. So move forward accordingly. Don't deny opportunities that are coming toward you, especially in regard to love. Some of you, this is literally relationships within your family where you need to express how you feel. That can also, a lot of families are very cut off from the way that they express their affections and their love for one another, you know. Maybe that's an issue as well from the past for you. Maybe you didn't have a very expressive, outwardly expressive family when it came to love and connection, and so maybe that's a difficult way, you know, we learn from our families, so maybe that's been difficult for you to express in relationships, and perhaps that's kind of bitten you in the butt. Yeah, as far as people, I mean, Queen of Swords, that's the energy. It's kind of the only person on this table here right now is the Queen of Swords, which I feel is more of an introspective energy, and one where we need to be very discerning in how we allow fears to overrule us and overrun our minds, and also how we allow our fears to restrict the way that we communicate when it is, in fact, love that we want, you know. So I want, is there more? Is there people? Are there more people? You have the moon, Pisces, Cancerian energy. This can be talking about stuck energy, not being able to see the forest from the trees, not being, it's emotional confusion. It's not being able to see things clearly. And it's your energy too, Cancer. As a reader, I see the moon as Pisces and Cancer. This person is sitting in their feelings, though, you know. I feel that you will be illuminated. It's not, I don't feel it's the end of the world. I feel that some of you may be very scared, though, because you can't see what's before you. You don't know exactly what it is. Sometimes Cancers can be very, very protective of their inner world, their home, their personal inside. You know, you guys are very, very batten down the hatches type of people sometimes. You let people in, and oftentimes you get hurt. You give a lot, you know, you can give a lot. And your emotions run very, very deep, Cancer. It can be quite scary, actually, because you guys can become incredibly possessive about people, or you can become incredibly narrow-sighted when it comes to things, because it's like, well, no, I want this, but like everything else is not conducive to that, and you hold on to it. That's not good. So if that's anything of your past, it's time to really purge it, let it go, start to move forward. Don't envy others, you know. Give me one for envy. Give me one for envy. Perseverance. Okay. Envy, justice, clarity of mind, getting real with yourself. It can be talking to people, just clearing the air, you know, also fairness as well, with the Justice card. It talks about good things coming through, you know, and if anything, with that Sword of Truth, cut it out, because envy, cut it out. It doesn't bring you balance. It's not fair to anybody. It's assumptive. It is limiting for you. And it doesn't really honor the flux and flow in how love comes into our life. What's up, Marcel? Are you coming down? Are you coming down to do... Yeah, coming down to do tarot. Come on. I know, Bear. You have the Death card for perseverance. So things that have died, ended, done, you're letting it go now. You're letting it go. Persevere from the past. Let things go. Scorpio energy being presented here. So you got Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio energy, air energy, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. Okay. Hi, honey. Hi, cupcake. I want one more card, and I'm not sure which card. Okay. Okay, so All right. You deserve love, gratitude. So when love comes into your life, be thankful that it's present. For the experiences that you've had in the past that have led you to this moment, be thankful for them because they've made you stronger. They've made you more adaptive. They've changed your perceptions of yourself and how you view other people. Things in the past that need to go, allow them to go. Persevere towards new things. For express your love, you have anxious attachment, fear of being alone and clinging. So that may also be a factor for some of you guys. Like maybe you've expressed your love in the past and things fell apart, you know. And I want to say, well, it depends on how you express it. Like sometimes Cancer can be a little bit clingy or completely closed off. But, you know, with that anxious attachment energy, it's like you don't really give opportunities to things because you are afraid that they'll hurt you, because you're afraid that the shoe's going to drop, you know, it's not trusting a situation. It's just anxious, you know, you can't really open up for fear of ruining something, you know. And so it's like it's okay to express, you know, if you've gone through that before. Again, these are lessons to learn from, not the end of the world. And if you have anxious attachments or avoidant attachments, why not seek help for that? Why not look up stuff on YouTube for that kind of energy, you know, that kind of situation? Like there's reasons why we have those things. Those are childhood ingrained energies. Those are stuff that from our childhood, you know, especially if we had parents that were abusive, narcissistic, dismissive, you know, parents that didn't emotionally serve in a healthy way, you know. It's like it causes, it's like you want to be with somebody or you want to connect with the person, but through a lifetime of experience where you reach out and suddenly everything gets messed up, or like suddenly it's your fault for whatever, you know, it can cause ambivalence to want to connect. So make yourself available, make yourself open up, okay? It's safe for you to love. You have inner child. That's probably the first thing you need to love here. Be kind to yourself, let your creativity flow. Inner child, it is safe for you to love. Again, I'm getting a lot of like past energy from childhood, things that mold us and shape us, things that really require us to do a lot of work to get away from, because it's essentially a lot of reprogramming. You know, we have to disassemble the things that we've learned and picked up. Behaviors, assumptions, belief systems, you know, a lot of these things are either outplayed or completely incorrect. And it's kind of going to have to be your decision to work through that to make something else happen, how you change and persevere. But with the Wheel of Fortune again and the world, something big is changing here. Something very positive and auspicious is happening here for you. You know, I feel change overall. This is kind of like the template for moving forward into new expressions, new expressions of yourself, new expressions of love, new connections. I love that inner child came through. It is safe for you to love. You know, it's just, to me, it talks about really healing and being able to rectify old wounding from your childhood, from the past, especially when it comes to how your love style has been affected. You know, if you feel like you can't connect with people because they're going to disappear, or, you know, because you're going to get abandoned, or they're going to die, or, you know, it's all these like reinforced fears because you've had something happen, you've had a death, or you've had somebody reject you, or you've given too much and you've come off as clingy, so they've ghosted you, you know, that kind of stuff. It's like there's always cause and effect and reaction to action, but it doesn't mean you're a bad person. It doesn't mean you're wrong. It just means, hey, let me work on this. I'm not I'm not feeling like a giant energy here, Cancer, of like pardon me. I'm not feeling a giant energy here of like brand new romance in your life. I feel like this is kind of how we get to connect with people. And it's not just romantic connections. It's all the types of connections, because sometimes we can be very restrictive in how we express or restrictive in how we respond. And, you know, it's something for you to really work through if this is resonating for you. So I'm going to get a little advice card and we shall see. Okay. Little, it's the biggest card on the table. Nine of Wands. Oh, well, okay. So this is all about protection, hyper protection. All right. It's about fear, protecting your views, your belief systems. If it's outdated and old and really restricting you, I would urge you to be fair to yourself here and cut it out. This is a lot of change, death, perseverance. There's a lot of shift here happening for you, Cancer. So just be conscious of that, okay? Please don't be so restrictive in how you view things. Please don't be so restrictive in how you protect yourself. It's all about protection. It can sometimes be almost like hyper protection. It's necessary at times, especially if you're protecting your family or like protecting your personal views, and your belief system, if it's healthy. But sometimes it can just be very like ambivalent to even like venture into anything or connect with anybody. Give me one more here. Oh, shit, there goes the whole deck. Okay, well, hang on. Okay. Honesty is essential. Speak with love and truth. Okay, so that goes for you too. Oftentimes we forget to talk to ourselves, or we forget that we are our own entity. We're often with another person, or our minds are elsewhere. I feel like it's more of a resistance to connect with the internal, resistance to connect with who we truly are. It's like we're wearing masks, and if you find yourself doing that with people, ask yourself why. Is it because you're uncomfortable with who you are? Is it because you're trying to mold to who you think they want you to be, or who you think you should be in a certain relationship? So that's not really honest. Here with the Justice card, we have a card about honesty, truth telling, truth seeking, being fair to those that we connect with, and also being in situations that connect with us fairly. So yeah, this is what I have for you, Cancer. I know it's kind of a up and down reading, and maybe it's not everybody's cup of tea, but this is what I have. I can't change the readings or pretend, Then I get one more for the Six of Cups. That's what I do want to do. That's what I want to do. Show me the Six of Cups. Ace of Swords. Okay, so deep clarity. It can also talk about letting people from our past go. Bottom of the deck, you have Judgment here. So, being very conscious of what it is that you engage in. I feel with the clarity, if you've had a lot of relationships in the past that have left you like in a dizzying state, you kind of know what it is that you're interested in, not interested in. You have an understanding of the type of relationship behavior that you will and will not deal with. And so I really urge you to not look at things through the perspective of like rose-colored glasses. Be very factual, be very clear. It can be very difficult for Cancers and water signs in general, just because we have a tendency to idealize and hope for the best, and sometimes we give too much of ourselves in situations that really aren't good for us. And so it's time to reel that in and be fair, especially if you're finding yourself trying to attach to somebody when maybe that's not exactly what you need to do. So, man, I'm going to let this reading go. If you found it helpful, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. I hope it was helpful. I'm not doing any personal readings right now, but yeah, because of my neck and shoulder. But yeah, if you feel like donating, there's a link in the description box below. And I will talk to you guys later. I love you. Good luck with everything, Cancer. Bye-bye.